Mark Meirowitz is a political analyst and professor of constitutional law and American policy at the State University of New York Maritime College. Mark, welcome. Firstly, anyone who watched that Oval Office blow up on Friday was probably struggling to see how things could be patched up afterwards. But Zelenskyy appears to be trying, saying he can salvage the relationship with the States. Do you agree with him?
No chance. He really made a misstep again. I'm going to tell you what I think and how I see it from the American side. Zelenskyy thought he could go to Europe, meet with all the people that Trump likes. He likes Meloni, Macron, Starmer. Starmer came and gave Trump an invitation for a state visit to King Charles III. Trump was very happy with that. And he thinks he can come now and put a tweet out where he says, I need security guarantees, when President Trump told him, no, I need you to sign the deal. So I think he's making another misstep. I don't think after the meeting in the Oval Office, however you analyze it, good, bad, optics, whatever, once again, he's trying to sidestep the reality, which is the United States. Europe cannot make a deal on Ukraine without the United States. What Trump wants is the minerals deal, period. Everything else separately, and not a security guarantee. Even, I just looked at it, a recent tweet a few minutes ago, or a few hours ago, Zelenskyy saying, I've got to have security guarantees, we need peace in the region, and Europe is on board. And yes, it will help that all the people in Europe and the leaders that Trump likes are in this meeting, no question, and that he has a loan with the UK, and all the Europeans want to do more in defense. But bottom line, Trump says, I need you to sign this minerals deal. I'm not evaluating whether it's good, bad, whether there should be a security guarantee or not. And Turkey has been, and Hakan Fidan and President Erdogan has been very strong in support of Ukraine, being in NATO and all of this. But in the reality at the present time, I must say, realistically, without that minerals deal, he needs to come and say, I'm signing it, and I'm not asking for anything else. I'm not saying how it should end, but Trump was very upset by what happened in the Oval Office and Vance, and the optics were horrible. And I think Zelensky's trying to patch it up, but he's not patching it up with the one who needs the patching, which is Trump. He made a mistake again by putting a tweet out right after, thank you, United States, thank you, United States. And even the tweet from today, he didn't mention President Trump. I think he's living, Zelenskyy, in a dream world. He cannot secure a deal with Russia and end this horrible war without President Trump. Final end stop, no question. And to sidestep that by going to Europe, and yes, meeting with all those nice people that Trump likes, isn't going to do it because Trump was deeply disabused and upset by Zelenskyy's behavior. I'm telling you this from the American point of view. I watched that Oval Office interview a few times. I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. It's going to go down in history as one of the most amazing interactions. But the truth of the matter is, and this is another important point, normally, these arguments take place all the time in private. We don't have, I'm sure, heads of state like President Erdogan and Starmer and Macron are all fighting in this, but quietly. They don't do it out loud. Here you saw a meeting in the Oval Office with the American press, can you imagine, with all deference to you about the press. But the press was like, they were like vultures attacking him. Why aren't you wearing a suit? I mean, it was a horror show. And he wasn't smart about it. He wasn't smart. He didn't keep his mouth shut, excuse me, I don't mean to be disrespectful, and just let Trump talk and say, I'm doing your deal. And Lindsey Graham, Senator Graham, told Zelenskyy, warned him, don't take the bait, don't jump in, don't react, just handle it the best way you can. And he didn't. And going to Europe and going to meet with the European leaders is not going to assuage President Trump's feeling about this. He is hopping mad. Whether he should be or shouldn't be is a separate issue. There's no peace in Ukraine without President Trump working a deal with Putin. And as unfortunate as the reality is, That's what is happening here. And I think Zelenskyy needs to wake up, come and say, I'm signing that deal. I'm doing what President Trump wants, and mention President Trump in some of his tweets, which he doesn't do. Is he understanding what's going on here? I'm amazed. I'm amazed. He's a very competent guy. He's a very big communicator. And I think he just fell down tremendously on this one in dealing with Trump. Trump is not the easiest person to deal with, but he is the American president. And you've got to kind of like wake up, get realistic here, and try to get it patched up with the people of Ukraine. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Anyway.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Mark Meirowitz, a political analyst and professor of constitutional law and American policy at the State University of New York Maritime College. Thank you so much for your analysis.
My pleasure.